Earlier this morning, Canon rumors doubled down on active cooling. We know that the Canon EOS R5 Mark II is coming out with vented ports for cooling and also a cooling grip. And backing up their information, they showed off Canon patent application JP 2023-127217 that was filed on March the 1st, 2022 and published September the 13th, 2023. And as you can see from these patent diagrams, air is being drawn in from the battery grip and exiting through the R5 Mark II on the side of the camera. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that me and Canon Rumors is reading an awful lot into these patent diagrams. What does Canon actually say about this? What do they say in the patent application? Well, Canon says that the problem they're trying to solve is to efficiently cool an electronic apparatus using a fan. And that's pretty clear. That's using Canon's own... I know, Mark. What Mark's trying to say is a single patent application, despite having tons of patent diagrams, isn't enough to indicate that Canon's gone further with this other than the drawing board. And you'd be correct. But this isn't the first patent application on active cooling. There's also Japanese patent application 2023-127160. But then there's JP 2023-170-599, filed on May the 19th, 2022, and published December the 1st, 2023. And this one clearly shows internal heat pipes from multiple angles. Take a look at these here, and these here. They're designed to allow the air to flow into the internal components, removing the heat and letting it exit, all without sacrificing weather sealing. And you see, when we have multiple patent applications for one given technology, in this case, well, cooling the camera, using heat pipes, using ventilation, well, it shows that Canon spent an awful lot of resources, a lot of time on research and development to come up with this. To just put it on a shelf doesn't make an awful lot of sense. I do believe that the Canon EOS R5 Mark II is going to have some sort of active cooling. And if you notice that Canon Rumors post this morning actually doubles down a little bit further. We know that the R5 Mark II is coming out with vented ports for cooling and also a cooling grip. Notice the words they used, we know. You see, Canon Rumors is letting us know that the Canon EOS R5 Mark II is coming with active cooling, and it's going to be in cooperation with a battery grip. This is good news, and this is really good news for not only photographers but also videographers, because the Canon EOS R5 Mark II is supposed to have, well, a huge upgrade in the video capabilities department. And for those of you shooting, well, in the I shouldn't say the southern hemisphere, but in the tropics near the equator, this is really a big deal. According to one of our sources, the Canon EOS R5 Mark II is going to be a WOW camera. And I can tell you that those who are undecided whether to get the Canon EOS R5 or the R5C, well, they're no longer going to have any doubts. And with July the 17th coming up pretty fast, with just about 2 weeks away, it's getting pretty exciting. The Canon EOS R5 Mark II is supposed to be announced alongside the Canon EOS R1. But based on what Canon has let us know so far, that they're only talking about the EOS R1. And they released this teaser video on Twitter not too long ago saying that the R1 is coming soon. But I do have a source saying that they're also going to be announcing the Canon EOS R5 Mark II on the same date as the Canon EOS R1. And that's why I have the smart pre-order links in the description down below, and I've been running them in the lower 1/3 for the better part of this video because we're getting pretty close. And I can tell you, based on what we already know about the Canon EOS R5 Mark II with the various leaked specifications, that if you currently own this camera, or you've been saving up for it, or you've been considering getting the Mark I at $28.99 or $29.99, then you're based on what we know of this camera, you're going to be really excited by it and you're going to be tempted to want to purchase it. So like every other product that's been released over the past few years, at least from Canon, you can expect it to sell out pretty quickly and then have trouble getting it. Just draw your attention to the 200 to 800 here. People who pre-ordered that on November the 2nd last year still don't have it. Some are getting it now, but that lens has been severely back-ordered. And if you think it's just related to Canon, the Nikon Z6 Mark III is also sold out. So if you want to go ahead and copy down these smart pre-order links and the pre-order links for the R1, that I have in the description down below, then go ahead and put those in your browser, bookmark them. They're not going to yield anything right now, but as soon as the embargo is lifted on July the 17th, you'll be able to pre-order. And what they're going to do is save you about anywhere from 5 to 35 seconds, so that way you can order and get further in the queue before anybody else. It's not going to cost you anything extra. You're not going to have to fill out any special web forms or codes. It's going to take you directly to the page where you can pre-order the R1 and the R5 Mark II special pre-order links. What they're going to show you is every single kit package, body alone, any kit packages that Canon offers, as well as kit packages offered by Adorama and B&H. And I can tell you right now, I'm definitely buying the R5 Mark II. I do need a second camera. So even if the specs aren't as impressive, which I think they're going to be, especially for video shooters, I'm going to be getting this camera. I need to use it, and then I'm going to tell you what it's like to use this camera over the next couple of months after I purchase it. The Canon EOS R1, based on what I'm being told, it's a sports and fast action camera. It's really not something that I myself would need in my daily work, so I'm probably going to give a pass on that camera. We'll probably also get a lens or two announced as well. So this is something to definitely mark on your calendar. And what I'm going to be doing about an hour before Canon's announcement, we don't know the time at this point, but once we do, I'm going to put out a scheduled event to do live coverage of this event, covering off the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, the Canon EOS R1, anything else that Canon announces. And I'm going to do it with my, well, panel, my guest panel, with people who are professional photographers, videographers, directors of photography. So the nice thing about this is you're not getting it from necessarily ambassadors or people that have been paid to talk about it, that have been given the camera. You're getting to talk to people who use these cameras day in and day out, that have to use their own money to purchase them. So we're going to talk about everything leading up to the announcement, who we think this camera is for, what type of cameras these gentlemen use in their work. Then we're going to cover off the announcement live, and we'll let you know once the embargo is lifted. And hopefully we'll actually have some people who've actually had this camera in their hand to tell you about it, or these cameras in their hand. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest regarding the R5 Mark II, the Canon EOS R1, then consider subscribing and choosing all notifications and following me on X. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you again soon. Most likely, very soon.